Hey everyone, I'm back with what's probably my final Elix 1 video, as the second game is out very soon. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can achieve game-breaking damage early on and before any faction. So let's get right into it. So first off, just speaking with Durst at the start here, I'm just making sure to choose the dialogue options that will increase my cold, as I am going for a more logical cold value for this run. And unlike my last video, it is going to be a lot shorter. I'm just going to show you on the map where I'm going, not the actual running there, to speed things up a bit. So we're heading right over there to Goliath. So we'll grab the teleporter, and we'll head on in and find the armor smith. He's located a little further in, just right here. And yeah, very similar to my last video, showing how you can get very overpowered in less than an hour. Just like the last one there, we're just going to dupe a bunch of money off this guy. And you're just mashing up and down on the D-pad, spamming the buy button, and then reverting the purchase. Go ahead and grab his teleport, and then we're going to head over to the serial killer's abandoned house. It's just right there on the map. Okay, so this is the house, and once we get inside, we may as well pick up the amulet of protection on the bookshelf here. But the big item we need from in here is going to be the warrior's sword level 1. And once we collect that, we're going to head over to the domed city. Right there. Okay, so grab the domed city teleport. You can run over and speak to the guard at the gate. And then we're going to zip up here to this house to pick up the fake ID cards to get into the city. So this is the house right here. Instead of taking the front door, since it's covered with giant rats, I was informed on my last video that we can actually sneak into the back here undetected and pick them up through the wall. So if you drop down exactly where I do, you can get in here without alerting any of the rats. And then you just have to play around with the camera angle here to find the sweet spot until it says Wick's dead body right there. So we go ahead and loot that for the ID cards. And now we're going to head over to the Hort teleport, so we can get inside of the Hort base, the clerics. This one's pretty simple. I'm sure there's multiple ways to get through this. I offer the guy a bribe. He declines, but it intrigues him to give me tasks to do, so he lets you into the city. Once you're inside, a little further in the back, you'll find a teleporter right inside here, the cathedral, and right next to it is going to be the merchant here, the armor master. So from him, we're going to want to buy the Regent Sword level 2, and then we're going to buy some energy cell ammunition and explosive grenade ammunition for some weapons that we're going to go pick up. And after your first interaction with him, he does go back down to his actual shop, so you can always locate him on the mini-map once you've spoken to him once. Okay, so the first weapon we're going to run to here near Hort is going to be the Mortal Beam. So it's right there on the map. Bit of a dangerous run. But yeah, once you get close enough to it, it's this giant compound here. So if you teleport on top, you can safely traverse on these pipes all the way around the the area here because it's full of enemies down below. So the weapon's just straight ahead there. It's guarded by a big Cyclops dude, or cyborg or something. So if you follow this path here that I take, we can get the weapon without ever alerting him. Yeah, so we come right up to the top. And when he's kind of far away out like that, we can drop right down, pick up the mortal beam, and he hasn't detected us, so we can teleport out. So the next item we're going to grab is, we're just going to pick up a ring because it's really close to the next weapon. So the ring of protection is going to be right there. So we can go back to Hort for the fastest route. It's just hidden in behind these spikes right here on a little wooden box. The ring is fairly optional, but I like it for getting the armor. It helps. So yeah, right there is going to be the Widowmaker. It's guarded by some nasty enemies just over there to the side. So if you follow this path that I take, kind of climbing up on these like obsidian pillars, you get all the way in the back here. Just going to make a quick save, just in case any mess ups happen. But yeah, essentially just kind of camp him out, wait until he goes to leave with his back to you, just like that. You can drop down and just move forward behind this rock. He'll sit down, eat, and then he'll get up and leave again. So if you stay crouched, you can walk in and collect the Widowmaker, which is going to be a heavy weapon, legendary. And then get back into cover so we can warp out. So after that weapon, you can head right back to the domed city. We're going to use those fake IDs to speak with Hunter. Have him give us the counterfeits so we can gain entrance to the domed city. Okay, so once you get inside, yeah, this is the fun part. It'll take you about 10-15 minutes total time here just to dupe a bunch of items. So first off, head to the barkeep and buy 540 liquor at least. You can always buy more if you want. And then grab some health potions as well, because we're going to want those when we go run for the commander's armor. So once we're done there, you just cruise up this way, and we'll find our little alb defector. Just let him know that you give him your support, and then you can buy some Natural Elex from him, and the drink instructions. You want to buy 1,120 Natural Elex. That is a lot, unfortunately, so it's going to take about 10-15 minutes of duping money and coming back to buy as many stacks as you can. So you just head back to the blacksmith and dupe up some more cash. Usually you can get about 27,000-28,000 from them. And you cruise on back to our alb. And yeah, just do that repeatedly until you're at about 1,120. So once you've done that, we're going to head up to the Ice Palace, which is a nice dangerous run. I'll show you a couple teleports along the way. And I guess just so you can see that it didn't take overly long to dupe all those items, I went from 24 minutes to about 39 minutes on that save file there, so It doesn't take too long. So right here on the map, that's where you'll find the one of the teleporters along the way, the converter in North Abessa. Right here, a little further in, you'll find one more teleporter, just past this gate with some enemies, so you want to be careful. They do have some ranged weapons, so you'll do some, yeah, just like that. Jeez. So that's why we grabbed those health potions. Anyways, you just keep on running. Here you'll find the Ice Palace barrier. So we're going to put that ring of protection on, because it does help with the frost defense. And throw those health potions and the Natural Elex in our hotbar. Do a save, just to be safe, because there is a bunch of loading issues with the Ice Palace in this game. It is quite glitchy. So you just run all the way behind. Then when you come up to this ledge here, you can heal up. Once you climb up on top of it, take your first Natural Elex. It'll give you 20 seconds of cold defense. So you'll see it up there in the left hand side, slowly ticking. Jetpack up here, then you can take another Natural Elex for 20 more seconds. I nearly fall off and have now forgotten to take it, so it's going to be a little bit more of a close call for me. And you get up here. There we go, I finally remembered to take it. And just wait till you have maximum jetpack fuel for this next part. Jetpack right up here. And then we're just going to run all the way around here until we're no longer in the cold. There's a little safe spot so we can heal up. Once you heal up, to get over the barrier, you're going to want to use this tiny little patch of grass right at my feet. Just walk a straight line, jump off forward from it, jetpack straight up, and then focus on moving forward over the barrier. And yeah, we're just going to book it in. Yeah, so do not activate the teleport in here. That is linked to some quests, so you don't want to pop those. It can mess with your game. Same with speaking to an NPC that's in here. You really just want to get in, collect the armor, and get out without touching any other items. So it gets really buggy if you start messing around with stuff outside of the armor. Okay, so once we get his armor set, we're going to head over to Goliath. You can go ahead and ignore where I put I think I put a marker down, and just ignore where I've placed that. Yeah, that right there doesn't really seem like the correct location. Anyways, once you get here, right here on the map, we're going to pop into this merchant's house in Goliath for Cinda. And just go through her dialogue until you can shop with her. We're going to want to go ahead and buy 22 mana. And once you've done that, we're going to go find Alric. He's right here. And just exhaust his dialogue. And we're going to learn the chemistry trait, but we do have to level up really quick. So since you're level 3, you can spend just enough points to go 15 dex, 25 intelligence, and then we can learn chemistry. Alright. Yeah, so then we just speak to our little armor smith guy. We're going to get 23 gold nuggets from him and 35 sulfur nuggets. And then if you want, you can dupe some more money if you're low. Always nice to be stocked up on that. And then, yeah, using the chemistry trait, we can craft a bunch of Elex drinks for some skill points. Okay, so for this one, we're going to want to go ahead and craft 267 Elex drinks, and then 6 strong Elex drinks. And once we make that purchase, we can enjoy the next 5 minutes of spamming X to essentially waterboard yourself in all of those. Okay, so now let's get our stats going. We want 85 strength, 50 constitution, 85 dex, 55 intelligence. And then we're going to just zip back to Alric real quick here so we can purchase the modified weapon skill that he sells. We couldn't get it earlier because we didn't quite meet the stat requirements. Now we do. Okay, and then you want to grab some arrows and warbow level 2 from the armor smith. It's unfortunate to buy it from him because that is one of the nice items that gives us lots of money from him. That's okay, there is other merchants that you'll find throughout the game that you can exploit for just as much. And then just hop over to the workbench and let's upgrade that Regent Sword level 2 to a level 3. That'll be our one-handed weapon. There's that warbow level 2. So that we have the resources to turn that into level 3. And then our warrior's sword level 1 that we collected at the start, we can go ahead and push it right into level 2 and then finish it off at level 3. And that's going to be our nice big two-handed weapon. Okay, so just quickly equip everything. I'm kind of short on cash here. You guys might want to go ahead and stock up. And then yeah, we're going right here to Cormag on the map. He's the combat trainer. And yeah, we're just going to essentially buy the skill melee weapons and ranged weapons all the way to level 3. We're just going to get max those out, because then that's going to be 30% damage buff in each category. I ran out of cash, so I had to go back, get some more money. There we go. So the heavy weapons one, you know, I didn't want to go into the constitution stat anymore for it. You guys definitely can if you want to. I don't think we're really going to be using the Widowmaker too much. It is certainly nice to get 30% more damage on it, but our heavy hitters right now are going to be that Mortal Beam, the Warrior's Sword level 3, and of course the Warbow level 3. Those are going to be your biggest damage weapons. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's all the weapons. We have insane damage on all of those, plus 30% on all of them except for the Widowmaker there. And now if you want to get an extra, yeah, here I guess we'll do a save so you can see what my timestamp is. I think it's about an hour to get that run completed. Yeah, so 1 hour to complete that run. But now, before the video's over here, there's a few other tricks. You can go get the red gemstones. I'm not going to bother showing you guys how to get all those, because there's lots of videos up on YouTube that you can use to collect them. So here we go. Just went ahead and collected all of them. Took me 1 more hour there, about, because now I'm at 2 hours. and 10-11 minutes. And we're just going to run back over to Alric. We're going to purchase the gemstone socket skill from him. And again, this part is optional. If you don't want to go find all these gemstones, that's fine. Because really all this is doing is giving us 10 more damage. So yeah, so there's these small red gemstones. 4 of them make 1 red gemstone. So I'm just going to go craft all 4 of them. Now it gives me a large red gemstone, which I can slot into our mortal beam, because it has a socket.
You must consider that again.
Rather confusing looking menu for the gem sockets, but that's the one we need.
They saw the Albion.
So then at the very bottom, you see the weapon is damage itself still said 106, but at the bottom there, bonus damage of plus 10 from our large red gemstone. Yeah, so that's how you get another plus 10 damage. The last thing that we're going to do is you can just continue increasing your cold value from just dialogue choices you make until it says logical down there on the bottom right. Then once it says logical, we can get even more ranged damage. We come over to Cinda, and one of the personality traits that we can purchase from her is going to be synthetic. So as you see there, if your cold value is low enough, you'll receive a bonus damage to your ranged weapons, which is huge. I think it's another like 20% or something. It's quite high. So now that we have the best weapons, plus 30% increased damage, plus 10 damage from the gemstone, and synthetic cold value for another 20%, I believe 20%. We're just completely stacked out. So right there's our little two-handed warrior sword level 3. Took the troll on in, I think that was like four basic attacks. Let's test out the mortal beam. Just chunking him, honestly. I think that was 5 shots with the mortal beam. So let's try out that warbow, because the warbow technically does have a little bit higher damage than the mortal beam. The mortal beam has all those burst fire and auto fire options, which is nice. Yeah, so still 5 shots with the bow, but it is a little bit more damage. The Widowmaker, again, because we didn't take that extra 30% for it, we're not going to see very huge damage against this like troll monster here. He's got some pretty good resistances as well, but the big reason why we wanted this weapon is just, it's for the mobs. Like if you find yourself fighting just swarms of enemies, it's got really good like explosion radius damage. It's like for this mob right here, he just deals with it just instantly. So that's where that weapon will really shine for you. Yeah, so basically later on in the game when you do have to pick a faction, if you do go into the Berserker faction, you can go into this skill tree for enchant weapon to get more melee damage. Scatter shot is going to be your biggest damage with that Warbow 3. The multi-bow shot is absolutely disgusting. You're shooting 4 or 5 times. It's insane. I do think though the Outlaws will have the highest damage possible if you go into their faction, just because they do have this chem you can make right here called the Mind Changer, and it just literally gives you double damage. Like just doubles your damage for a short period of time while you're on that influence. Yeah, so that's disgusting. That's probably the best one. The Clerics though, theirs is pretty good too. You have this one here for the PSI ability, one with the weapon, plus 50 to your ranged weapons while you're under the influence of that PSI ability. Just a flat rate of plus 50 is pretty huge, honestly. But yeah, anyways, that's essentially the build. I got all that done in about 2 hours. So in my opinion, that's pretty early game. We got a couple legendary weapons, some of the best weapons. Stats are pretty good. You guys can take it wherever you want from there. Anyways, I look forward to seeing you guys in Elex 2. See you later.